Ukrainian troops continue their counterattacks as ceasefire talks continue. Clashes in the Luhansk region have been growing more intense, prompting Ukrainian special forces to carry out rapid and precisely planned counteroffensives. These operations reflect a high level of coordination and adaptability amid a constantly shifting battlefield. Let's take a closer look at how these missions are unfolding and what they indicate about the broader dynamics on the front line. Ukrainian soldiers barely escape a Russian drone attack on their position. The delayed explosion of the kamikaze drone allows Ukrainian soldiers to escape. A Russian Ka-52 helicopter is hit by a rocket fired by Ukraine. When we look at the movements of the rocket, it is understood that it is a guided and tracking rocket. The helicopter at the front crashes, but the helicopter behind it manages to escape. When we look at the vehicles on the road, it is understood that this is a logistics shipment. Most likely, Russia was going to attack this logistics route, or it was a coincidental encounter. As ceasefire talks continue, Ukraine is still recruiting and training new soldiers, which has drawn criticism from Russia. Moscow sees this as a sign that Ukraine isn't fully committed to peace. However, Ukraine argues that a strong military is necessary for national defense, especially given the ongoing threats. This situation raises a crucial question. Can peace be achieved if one side keeps strengthening its military? What do you think? Should Ukraine keep building its military or focus more on de-escalating? Let us know in the comments. Russia dropped a fab bomb near the oblast. The force of the explosion was felt for miles. The bomb was dropped on the Ukrainian artillery unit. 2 Russian armored vehicles spotted near the Kursk region are being attacked by unmanned aerial vehicles. Kurganets 25, used mostly for transporting personnel, is one of the vehicles used by the Russian army since 2021. The force of the explosion is so strong that nothing is left of the vehicle. The next target is a T-80 tank. The T-80 tank, once regarded as a formidable force on the battlefield, has become increasingly vulnerable to modern warfare technologies, especially drones. Despite its advanced armor and powerful armament, the T-80's design has some critical flaws when it comes to countering aerial threats like drones. One of the key weaknesses lies in the tank's lack of effective counter-drone systems. The T-80, unlike more modern tanks, was not originally designed with the capability to detect or intercept the small, nimble UAVs that are becoming a dominant force on the battlefield. Drones, often equipped with cameras and explosives, can easily identify the tank's position from the air, making it an easy target for guided munitions. We see 2 Russian armored vehicles in an open field. It appears that Russian soldiers have taken cover, likely preparing for some kind of defensive position. However, they are soon detected by Ukrainian forces. The situation quickly escalates as artillery fire from a distance begins to rain down on them. At first, the Russian soldiers seem unaware of the imminent danger. But as the first shell impacts, panic sets in. They scramble to flee, rushing into the nearby forest for cover. The artillery bombardment intensifies, with shells hitting just hundreds of meters away from their position. The tension heightens as a HIMARS strike adds to the chaos. As the artillery and rocket fire continue, the 2 armored vehicles are effectively neutralized. The Russian group, already caught off guard and with nowhere to retreat, finds themselves trapped. The situation highlights the devastating power of Ukrainian artillery and rocket systems in modern warfare. A few Russian soldiers are seen entering a house, which appears to be a makeshift shelter they've set up for protection. They seem to think they've found a safe haven, but their peace is short-lived. Ukrainian drones are soon deployed, and the situation turns dire for the soldiers. The house is completely destroyed in a massive explosion, leaving the Russian soldiers with little to no chance of surviving such a devastating blast. We witness the destruction of a large building, which once served as a stronghold for Russian soldiers. These buildings, often abandoned or left behind in the chaos of battle, have become makeshift shelters for Russian forces. Shows how Ukrainian forces, with precise and powerful strikes, target these abandoned structures, completely obliterating them. Drones have become one of the most crucial components of modern warfare, and their role in this conflict has proven decisive. Ukraine's use of drones has greatly disrupted Russian forces, particularly through targeted strikes on military vehicles, infantry, and key positions. These drones are often able to identify and neutralize threats with remarkable precision, significantly reducing Russian operational capabilities. UAVs have been instrumental in detecting and targeting Russian forces attempting to move through vulnerable areas, such as open fields and roads, with devastating consequences. Russia has suffered substantial losses, both in personnel and military equipment. Ukrainian drone strikes have destroyed numerous Russian armored vehicles, tanks, and artillery positions. The loss of such critical assets has severely weakened Russia's ability to maintain offensive operations. Furthermore, many Russian soldiers have been killed or forced to retreat as Ukrainian forces continue to apply pressure, utilizing advanced drone technology and artillery strikes to neutralize positions and prevent reinforcements from reaching the front lines. In addition to military hardware, Russia has also endured significant human losses. Ukrainian forces have reportedly neutralized hundreds of Russian soldiers in various operations, while Russian units continue to face increasing challenges in holding key areas. The combination of Ukrainian resilience, effective use of technology, and strategic military operations has put Russia in a defensive position, slowing their progress and forcing them to adjust their tactics on multiple fronts. As the conflict drags on, the losses for Russia are mounting, while Ukraine remains determined to push forward and reclaim more territory.